Hi everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Grandma's Easy Cooking. We are actually going to be cooking for our fur babies today, or our puppy pals, our four-legged friends. Mine actually love to have human food or food from the table, so this is just kind of a nice way to give them some treats. So the first one we're going to do are really simple, and they are just some sweet potatoes or yams. I took two, I sliced them, I just put them on a cookie sheet. Now I'm going to throw them in the oven. They're going to cook for about 2 hours at 225 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and get those going. All right, next we are going to work on some treats, not some chews. So for this, we are going to need some applesauce, some oats, 1 egg, and then my secret ingredient is I try to add some fresh mint to everything that I do give them. That way it kind of helps with their breath a little bit. So we're going to start with a 1/2 cup of applesauce. Now this one has no cinnamon in it, but if you want to add cinnamon, go right ahead. So here is our cup of applesauce. Next, we are going to add some oats. I just got the Walmart brand. Now, it might be an old wives' tale, I'm not sure, but oatmeal is supposed to be good for arthritis. So I'm hoping it's good for doggy arthritis too. So I'm going to pour that in here. I'm going to add just however much you want. I just grab a handful, a pinch, and mix it in there. Really easy. I'm going to mix this up. As you can see, it's not too liquidy. These are going to make some nice little treats for them. I try not to make too many at one time. I don't want them to go bad. I actually keep mine in the fridge. You can keep yours in the cupboard, but I wouldn't keep them there for any longer than a week because they will start to kind of get moldy. They don't usually last that long in my house, but again, I just put them in a Ziploc bag. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and grease my tray. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I am just gonna drop some small pieces on there. Don't wanna make them too big. We use them as a treat when we first get home, or if we're leaving. They will flatten out like cookies. And ours just love these. I guess that one wanted a little more. Right, perfect. So the last one, this one's usually a little bigger than all the rest. And there we go. We are going to pop these in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. So you're just going to want to watch them. And then once they flatten out, we're going to take them out. And voila, we will have some nice little treats for our puppy dog pals. All right, be right back. Okay, so while we're waiting for the other two that are in the oven right now, we are going to go ahead and do one that's just a little bit different. We're going to use a can of pumpkin. we're still gonna use our oats, our applesauce. This time we're gonna add some peanut butter, some eggs, and some flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my entire can of pumpkin in here. Dogs absolutely love this. Or at least my dogs do. All right. Next, I'm going to put in a couple of eggs. One, and there's two. Next, let me grab a spoon, and I'm just gonna grab probably about half a cup of peanut butter. And add that in. My other spoon. There we go. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add, and I'm using whole wheat flour. A half a cup of whole wheat flour. Now we may need to add a little bit more depending upon how wet this comes out. We are going to add 1 cup of oats. And a half a cup of applesauce. All right. And our secret ingredients, some more mint. And again, I'm just grabbing a pinch. Maybe a little more than a pinch, maybe 2 pinches. So I'm gonna mix this up. You can see here I've got it pretty well mixed. I think I am going to add just a tad more of the flour just to make it a little bit drier. This one we are actually going to spread out in the pan, and then we'll just break it apart for treats. So we need a little bit more. So I'm probably adding just about 1/8 of a cup. And that will make it a little bit drier for us. All right, so I greased my cookie sheet earlier. If you find that you want to add some more peanut butter or you want to add something different, go right ahead. I'm trying it with the dogs. There's really no wrong recipe. They love it no matter what. So I'm just going to put it as a big block on my pan. If you wanted to cover it and use some, you could even put tinfoil on the bottom, or you could put some wax paper or parchment paper. It would be fine. And this we're gonna cook a little bit longer. We're gonna cook it for about 40 minutes so that it can dry out a little bit more. So I'm gonna spread it evenly on here. My dogs are patiently waiting for it to be done. Very good. Oh, I got a little left on my spoon. So again, we're just gonna break this up at the end, so it's okay if it's not perfect. And that's it. That's what it looks like. So this one goes in at 350 for about 40 minutes. So I will see you guys back in about 10 minutes to take out the other ones. Hello and welcome back. So I've taken our first tray out. It's had a little bit of time to cool down. So these are our cookies, and they didn't actually flatten out very much, but thankfully they all move really easy. So the dogs are going to love these. They don't care if they're flat or not. And now it is time to get our other snack out of the oven. I'm just gonna put this down here. And here we go. Now to us, that may not look very yummy, but to the dogs, they absolutely love it. So while it's still hot, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up into squares, and those will be some treats for the dogs for this week. The last thing we have to come out of the oven will come out in about an hour, and they are just yams or sweet potatoes sliced, and then you dry them out and they turn into dog chews. So the dogs obviously really love those. So we'll be back here in probably about an hour and I'll show you those ones. Hello, it is now time to take our sweet potatoes or yams out of the oven. Nice and dried out, as you can see. So now we have some perfect dog chews. So we have done our dog chews, our treats. I have these in our bag. This is a smaller one of treats. My puppies have sampled them both already, and they do have their seal of approval. Thank you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed cooking for our fur babies today. See you again soon.